You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody doing on You Can Do It Wednesdays? It's a new year, time for a new life. Listen up.
We are learning, always turning later. Cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round.
This is adionne-your-dream-pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from drowning in yourself, drowning in the world, drowning in life, drowning in situations, just drowning. That's what I'm here to do. And this is Chronicles of Living podcast show. The show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us normal folks out here in the world, just doing the damn thing the best way we can, you know. And today's topic is, don't forget where you came from and who helped you become who you are. And I should have said today. You know, our experiences, people, situations, obstacles, struggles, the life cycle, all of these things take a part in building the person that we are today at this moment. So a lot of times, you know, we can forget. We can write a lot of things off as small. But the thing is, sometimes it's the small things that do the big things in our life. And I just want to start the show off by saying I barely made it today because today was a very busy day. Matter of fact, this whole week was very busy, working because of New Year's and the event and everything. And, these last couple of days, we've been trying to get everything back in place and in order. I was really up to the minute. I had to try to grab something to eat real quick. And I didn't even really have the show prepared. And if y'all listen to my past podcast, y'all know it just happens that way for me. So I pretty much had to hurry up and take a couple of my oils and, put my motivational oil on and take a few peppermint beadlets to open up my mind again and wake me up. Yeah, y'all need to go on the blog and check out my doTERRA page. My essential oil pages. Definitely help you out. So, yes, again, I'm coming off the fly today. I'm just going to come and talk to you about the first experiences that comes to mind. That's what I do. So, yeah, as we go through life, and y'all know I've lived a lot of different places in my life. Well, whoever's been following the show and whoever knows me personally. And but I think that this topic is very important for us to reflect back on our life. This New Year's, that's what I did. This was a different New Year's for me. Although we had an event going, it was my day off. And I just decided that I wanted to kind of, be alone and reflect, call my family, call my kids. And I just wanted to look at my life, my journey. And y'all know we had the show and we talked a little bit about that, the new life, the new year, and how you're never stuck. But I just want to take it back, because we learn a lot from where we came from. At least I did. I think, well, I know we all do, but we don't really acknowledge it. So, for example, if you've been following me, I grew up in, I'm going to say urban neighborhood because my mom told me, it's not the hood. You didn't grow up in the back. I mean, no, it wasn't like, just the worst place ever. No. But we called it the hood in a affectionate way, people for it, people got hurt up a few times where I came from, and it was a little rough at times, but if you grew up in that neighborhood, it was normal. It was normal to maybe see a fight here and there. And this is my thing. I believe the hood is where I learned loyalty, to a certain extent. Because you can see people in the middle of the street fighting, and those same people, after the fight is over, will give each other a hug. And just like, okay, yeah, we good. Whether it be they're in the middle of a basketball game and they had a disagreement or just some type of dispute. This is how, when I was younger, before it really got violent, before the shooting and all of that stuff, this is how we handled our differences sometimes, if it got to that point. But the same people that would fight would wind up, being cool. Later on that day, you would see them hanging out. And that's kind of how it was. So it was kind of like, in a way, it taught me that you're not going to always agree with each other. And, fighting is not the way to solve the problem. But what I learned from that was it can get pretty brutal, but you still can come back to that and still acknowledge that, okay, we wasn't feeling each other for that moment and we got it out of our system in this way, but okay, we're over it. Let's move on, So, as crazy as that might sound, that's how I, took it. That's how I grew in one area of my life, knowing that in life, you're not going to always agree with people. And as I said before, in so many different shows, some people that you're friends with today, you might not be friends with tomorrow. But nevertheless, you still learn from each other, and that's a part of not forgetting the people, in your path. Because even if you had some type of bad relationship or the friendship didn't work out, whichever way it went. At the moment that you were friends or that you were in a relationship, you still were learning things from each other. Rather, at that time, you looked at it as a bad thing or a good thing, you know? So, for example, say if, your mate, your spouse or whatever cheated on you, and then you were heartbroken, and say, that caused your breakup. But now, instead of holding on to what happened and the whole cheating part, if you decide to say, you know what, I got something out of this. There was a reason why this person cheated on me, and it might not have nothing to do with me. But now I know different signs to look for in the next person that I meet, that I decide to date. You get what I'm saying? If you really pay attention as you're growing, as you're going through life, to people and to the situations, you definitely can take from that situation. And then when you're faced with the same type of person or the same type of situation, you'll come out better because you learned from that. So that's all a part of us growing. That's all a part of us becoming better people, better individuals, because we take from a situation and we gather what we can from it and move on to the next part of our life. So just like there have been people that came across my life and shared their wisdom and their knowledge with me, that helped me to get where I am today. And even though they didn't have any part in this podcast show, putting it together, putting my blog together or anything like that, they took the time out of their life when I needed some advice or when I needed some help to show me like how to maybe edit videos or photos and stuff like that. Although I've been self-taught in the whole, basically almost everything. But I did have help along the way. So I might have started learning how to edit videos, but then I had a friend, one of my boys, that allowed me to come over his house. I asked him and he gave me some time because that was what he was strong in. So I'm like, listen, I got this, but can you help me with another program to learn another program? And then then he took the time out and taught me the basics of the next program. Therefore, at that time, I think I was up to maybe like 2 other programs that I knew about, but the program that he taught me was more advanced. So that helped sharpen my skills with video editing. Same with, I had a friend that, that was a photographer, and I would go to his studio every now and then and look at what he's doing, and he would show me a couple things. And the same person that helped me with the video, he showed me some things with a program, Photoshop as well. So even though I was learning and I was researching and I was, watching many tutorials, they helped me to sharpen my skills. So therefore, as life went on and I started doing video editing or doing any type of promo cards or anything like that, I was able to combine the skills that I've acquired through research for myself and then add the things that they taught me to become better at my craft, And, so many of us take that for granted. I do not take that for granted. I'm so appreciative of people giving me time out of their life. And a lot of us are not like that. I've met so many people that just take your time for granted. So many people that think that money is more valuable than your time. than you sharing your gifts and your skills that you have worked hard to acquire over the years. They take it for granted. And that's one thing that I've learned not to do, because I can honestly say, had it not been for certain people along the way, I wouldn't know what I know. I wouldn't have been able to put together this podcast by myself, from dealing with all the different producers that I've dealt with throughout the years, watching them record and things like that. Like, I never did the recording for myself, but I was able to record this because of watching them. Every now and then I would touch stuff or whatever, and I've always put together some audio stuff on my own, but it was because of watching them throughout the years. Whenever I would record my songs, that I'm able to pretty much know how to do things, So I'm grateful to all the producers that took time out with me when I was doing my music. And this is the thing, when you listen to the past podcast shows, I talk about the different experiences that I've had, the things that didn't work out, and the people I felt like, let me down. I'm sure I've let some people down as well. As I said, I'm just telling you my experience. You know what I mean? And if I let anybody down, I've always, if they told me that I let them down in some type of way, I'll take that. You know what I mean? I'll apologize and just keep it moving from there. But when people take and, suck up your time, your energy, your talent, and they act like you never helped them in no type of way, and they just it's never enough for them. They just keep wanting more and more and more. That's where it's a problem, and I feel bad for people like that. But that's their journey, and that's, something that they have to learn for themselves, to learn how to appreciate people that come their way, to lend their gifts and their talents and their time, and not value, not think that, because see, some people think that when people do something for you for free, that is not as valuable as when people do something for you that you pay for. And there lies the problem. Because a lot of times when people do something for you for free, it's actually worth more than the things that you paid for. Why is it worth more? Because when people do things for you for free, that means they're coming from their heart. That means that they really care. That means that they want to see you do good. They want to see whatever you are into take off. They really got your back. So that's why it's more valuable. But a lot of us will value money over people's time, over people lending their gifts. That is their gifts that they don't have to share with nobody. All of us have different gifts and different skills, but a lot of us don't use them. And that's the thing. A lot of us don't use them. And so when you find those different people that have the different skills and talent, and they're willing to help you out, man, that's such a huge blessing. My son's godfather, I mean, he's helped me in so many different ways, when it comes to the computer, producing, all kinds of stuff. He's helped my son learn how to put computers together at a very young age, even though my son did a lot of stuff, a lot of research on his own. But I told him, I said, look, you get stuck, call your godfather. I'm sure he'll help you out. And he took a whole week. He was watching tutorials. He was 15 and he wanted this gaming computer, but the gaming computer was a lot of money. And at that time, he was like, well, just buy me the pieces and I'll put it together. And he started his research and he started going on forums and things like that. And then when he got stuck, he was able to call his godfather up. And I walked in the room and he was FaceTiming him. See, I appreciate stuff like that because he didn't have to take the time out of his life to teach him that or to show him wherever he was stuck to help him finish building that computer. And now, because of that, today, that's what my son's in college for. And that was when he was 15. He's 19 now. He's in college for computer science. He loves computers. His godfather was the first person that started playing games with him and, turned him on to certain things. And this is what I'm saying about we can't forget where we come from. We can't forget the people to help us become who we are today. So that little bit of time of him FaceTiming my son, who knows? My son might wind up being the next Bill Gates, building software or whatever. But him taking that time and my son seeing him dealing with computers sparked an interest that he didn't know he had. And this is what happens, when we go around people that are utilizing their talents and their gifts, sometimes it could spark an interest in you that you didn't even know you had. And the next thing you know, it can open up your purpose in life, or it can add to it, And this is what's been going on in my life. Me growing up where I grew up taught me so much. It taught me so much about life. Like I got a chance to see on a sense of, people that wasn't really doing what they should have been doing in life. I got a chance to see a difference, rather be people that's doing what they shouldn't be doing and then, them going away for a while, or people doing what they should be doing and seeing the results of that. So I got a chance to see so many different angles as opposed to growing up in this neighborhood that's kind of like quiet and I'm not going to say perfect, but on the outside it might look perfect because everybody pretty much is in their house, And that's a good. I'm not like talking about that in a bad sense. People do what they do for certain reasons. So that's why I don't judge. I try my hardest not to judge people because everybody in their mind has a reason as to why they do what they do. You know what I mean? And we're not in nobody else's shoes. But all we can do is be observant and decide from there that people and situations are examples for us. They're examples for us to see how we want our life to flow, to give us a chance to make decisions and to make choices in our lives that's going to be for the good or the bad, And because I was so blessed in so many different occasions, I mean, there's too many people for me to name as far as that has helped me. Of course, my family, my family has helped me in so many different ways. My mom, that's not a given all the time. I met a lot of people that parents or that family haven't been there for them, but I have been fortunate to have a family that I've been able to get help from in so many different ways throughout the years, and I'm just grateful for that. And I wanted to talk about this because this is the top of the year. And I just want to talk about things at the top of the year to make us really think and to make us really learn how to be appreciative more appreciative and thankful for what we view as small, you know? There have been so many people that I've been fortunate enough to lend out my talents and my gifts and the skills that I have acquired throughout the years. And I've learned a lot from those people, some good and some bad, you know. I've learned the difference between people that, I want to say it in the right way, people that want your help to become better at what they do, and then people that want your help to, it's the words, people that just want to use you. Let's say it that way. Okay. Yeah. People that see the talents and the gifts that you're blessed with, and they just want to use you for it. When you're coming from a genuine heart, but they just want to use what you got. And that's really the only reason why they even come around you, or in some cases even do things for you. You know what I mean? There's been times that, I've been mistaken, and people, have done things for me, but really they were doing it to get certain things out of me. And again, that is all okay, because again, that is a lesson for you. And that is still helping you grow. It's helping you to be more observant. It's helping you to, as Maya Angelou say, and this is one of my favorite quotes, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. So in other words, sometimes people can show you who they are by the way they deal with other people. But yet you think that they won't do it to you because you think that it's a different type of relationship. But if somebody does something, and let's say if somebody does something really shysty to somebody, and you're friends with that person, it's only a matter of time before they do it to you. Might just do it in a different way, but they're going to do it to you. Trust me. So, I have learned not just from my neighborhood, and I really wish I had time to write some bullet points, because it was so much I wanted to talk about on this show. So much. But just in growing up and seeing like the choices that we all made, and then the outcome that came from it as we were growing up. The fact that even though I grew up in a neighborhood that was so-called not so perfect, I really had a ball. I really enjoyed myself. I knew how to play. I learned how to play. I learned how to balance my time too. As I got older, I learned how to balance my time once I learned what my gifts were. I learned how to just go in the house and practice my dance, and practice, my modeling and getting prepared for a show. But then when I would be done with the show, I learned how to balance my time and have fun, It seems so simple what I'm saying, but really it's not. Because even as adults, a lot of us don't know how to balance our time. A lot of us will go to work and become workaholics and never give ourselves time to enjoy life. And as a kid, as a teenager, I learned that, because you had the people that was just always out playing. So therefore, I never had to look for nobody if I wanted to go out and play. But when I wanted to get serious about my schooling, that was my choice. And at that point of my life, that's when I was learning how to be a disciplined person, to know when it was time to turn off the play and to get serious about what it is that I wanted to accomplish in life. So I truly believe that whole discipline starts when you're young, and it starts in your environment, but you have the choice to make. And sometimes we don't have the guidance to show us that, okay, it's time to do your homework. It's time for you to, come inside and things of that nature. Sometimes we don't have that guidance. But at the end of the day, if you didn't have that guidance as a kid in your environment and where you came from, and there was a lot of distractions, you can turn around and look at and examine, wow, as I was growing up, where I came from, I did this, this, and this, and that wasn't good. But now I'm older, and I can acknowledge that that's where I went wrong. So you can ask yourself, am I still like kind of walking in that same type of habit? Just sit down and ask yourself, like really reflect, because we think that just because we're adults that we're not still doing some of the childish things that we did as we were growing up. But a lot of times, some of us still have some of the same habits that we were doing when we were young, because maybe somebody never pulled our coattails and told us, like, you know what, that's not cool. It's time for you to mature and start getting better in this situation or in this area of your life, you know? So that's where, again, the people that we meet along the way, a lot of times when we were young, we didn't want to listen to, our parents, our aunts. We wanted to do what we wanted to do. We thought we was grown. And then now we're grown and we have kids, and you wonder why they don't want to listen to you. You forget where you came from. You forget how you were when you were their age. And you don't give them that leeway to grow. Sometimes you could be a little bit hard on them instead of just sitting down and having a conversation and saying, where I grew up, this is what happened, this is how it was, and this is how I reacted to this situation, and this is what helped me to become who I am. And so this is the reason why when I ask you, not to do this, it's because I don't want you to make the same mistakes. That's how I talk to my kids. I share so many stories about as I was growing up, the different people that I grew up with, the repercussions, the good, the bad, the ugly. I talk to them in that way. I share my downfalls. I share, the things that I did that I didn't think was cool, I mean, I thought it was cool then, but I'm just saying now that I'm an adult, it's like, wow, I really did that? That wasn't cool. But I share that with them, and I let them know, like, listen, you could do whatever you want to do. This is your life. I can't make you live life the way I would, because I'm not you and you not me. So your path is different from mine. But what I can do is share stories with you from my life as I was growing up, where I grew up from. I can remember me and my brothers talking one time, or one of my brothers, we were talking one time, and we were talking about how the things that we did as we were growing up and how only God saved us from different situations. Because as I was growing up, I was good, but then I did do a few mischievous things. I did. I'm not going to sit up here in front like I did some stuff. But it was God that had his hand over us and helped us. And then we were talking about how we look at our life now, and we look at, like, from my instance, I look at, we had a few newsy neighbors around our way that would tell on us. And while we really hated those nosy neighbors, all the neighborhood, all the kids in the neighborhood, actually, it was good that we had those nosy neighbors that told on us because it saved us. And this is what I'm saying when my brother was talking about how we were pretty much spared. Things like that, people like that. The women that looked out the window. We had these women that would look out the window or sit on the porch. And if we did something that was out of order, oh, they knocking on our door and telling our moms, our grandmoms, or whoever was raising us. And now we in trouble. We didn't like it back then, but you don't know what that saved you from. We don't know that. And this is what I'm saying about appreciating where you came from, appreciating the people in your life. I appreciate everybody that I don't no longer talk to for whatever reason, because I've learned something from all of them, and all of them at some point, I've gained something from them. You know what I mean? In a good way. So that's why I said I love everybody that I've ever had any type of friendship, any type of relationship with, no matter if I'm cool with them or not now, or let's say if I deal with them or not, because I'm at the point in my life where it's not like, oh, I hate anybody. I don't hold any grudges or nothing like that. I've released everybody with love, and I wish them the best in my heart and to myself. But I've said it out loud plenty of times. I've sent blessings out to everybody. You know what I mean? Because see, when you do stuff like that, that's when the blessings can come back to you. When you don't walk around with a heavy heart, when you walk around with a thankful heart for everything in life, how you grew up, where you grew up at, the people that came across your path along the way in your life. Because if you're walking out the door every day, you're going to meet new people, or you're going to come across different people every day. And you might just be, I don't know, getting gas. And the person across from you is pumping gas, and then bam, a conversation starts. And within that little small conversation, you could have learned so much. It has happened, little stuff like that. I truly believe that God, he'll just send people across your path sometimes like a wind just blowing, just to kind of remind you of certain things, or just to kind of maybe sometimes if you're having a bad day, put a smile on your face, or, just stop you from making whatever your situation is worse, These are the things that I believe we need to pay more attention to in life. We really do, because I know that is what it's all about. I always say this is about experiencing people, things, trials, tribulations, and how we come out of it at the end. That's what life is about. So, definitely, if you got people that has helped you along the way and took time out of their life to share a skill with you, to share a talent, to pour your coattail, to tell you things that help you to become a better person. Those are the people don't take them for granted, do not take them for granted, because you never know when you need a person like that to come across your path again. You never know. We're always striving to be better, to do better, and to get better things in life, or to get a better, get in a better situation in life. So I'm not going to really stay too long, and I'm almost about to hit my 40-minute mark. especially since I'm kind of unprepared today. But I just want to say I really appreciate y'all as always. I appreciate everybody that tunes in, everybody that, hits me up on email or comments or whatever. I even appreciate the trolls. I've had a couple of trolls. Yes, but I appreciate that because, again, it teaches us. When you got people, when you're out here trying to do good in the world and trying to make a difference and encourage people, and you still got trolls, what that shows you, or what that does for you, actually, it helps you to know where you are, to know how comfortable you are with yourself, how much you're walking in your integrity. So therefore, when you know you're walking in your integrity, those type of people that try to talk against you, they don't matter. It doesn't matter what you go through in life, whatever hardship, rather you know, been on drugs, been locked up, whatever you've been through in life, as long as you learn from it, as long as you take and apply the situation and you grow from it, that's all that matters. Because certain things like that happen to us for our life purpose. As crazy as that sound, it really does. There's so many people out here that been through some hardship that's out here now going around helping people to not make the same mistakes or the same decisions in life. So that's why we can't take nobody for granted. Learn from people. I don't care who it is. Learn from them. And anybody that comes in your path and gives you time out of their life to teach you their God-given talent, their skill, anybody that comes in your life that want to see you grow, want to see you do good, and try their best to help you, understand that is priceless. It can never have a price tag on that. So if you want and you paid, Bob down the street to do the same thing, a couple hundred, a couple thousand, it still is not as valuable as somebody that took the time out of their life to help you for free. It's not. Understand that. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap the show up today. And make sure that you download the app. And I said, for the Android, you could go to Google Play Store and look for Chronicles-of-Livin-podcast and download the app. Or right now it's on iTunes if you with Apple, but I will be getting that app soon. And you can listen on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, go on the blog. It's a few different platforms now that the show is on by the grace of God. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. And I'm so thankful that it's not just the USA that's listening, but UK, shout outs to you. Oh my gosh, it's just Canada, shout out to you. Everybody, it's so many people. I was Vietnam. Ooh, shout out to you. I was like looking and I'm like, wow, okay. I can't see you. I can't see who you are, nothing like that. But I could see where you're listening from. And I'm so grateful that so many of you from all over, that obviously this podcast is doing something for you. And I just pray you continue to listen. And I'm working hard to just get better and better with each show. Okay? So until Sunday, This is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from yourself, saving you from drowning in some real bull-ish. I love you guys. Make sure y'all check out Chronicles of Living blog, okay? I love y'all. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.